Today we're going to tell you why we moved from here,
Fond du Lac, Wisconsin,
to Venice, Florida.
We're in the downtown area of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. This is a small town in Wisconsin with about 40,000 people, and actually there used to be a fountain here.
And the city has changed a lot in the 5 years since we moved from here to Orlando. We'll tell you why we moved to Orlando in a second, but you can see it's kind of nice like Venice. There's statues, there's nice little park areas, and it's got a nice small town vibe to it, which I think is a big thing that kind of attracted us to Venice when we eventually decided to move from Orlando to there.
A couple of the reasons why we decided to move from our small town in Wisconsin was, one, because of the cold. It gets really cold here. We're in a small town, so there's not much to do, especially during the winter months. We wanted to be in a central area in Florida so that we could drive to different areas in case we decided that Orlando wasn't for us, which that was the case.
Another reason was, well, Orlando's got a ton of stuff to do. You got the theme parks, you know, all the different stores, shopping, restaurants. Being from a smaller town, that was kind of alluring to us. It was a nice change of pace. We kind of got tired of not having a lot of stuff to do. So that was a big factor in an overall decision to decide to make the move to Florida.
One of our biggest concerns with Florida was hurricanes. And that's part of the reason why I decided to go more inland in Orlando, because we thought it was going to be safer. But we didn't let hurricanes play a big part in our decision, because at the end of the day, we do have snow here in Wisconsin as well. And driving in the snow and the ice is very dangerous everywhere.
One thing that also kind of played a part in our decision to move was Fond du Lac was having a lot of things go out of business. We used to have a mall that's completely leveled and gone now, and a lot of businesses going out. However, now there's a lot of new businesses coming in. You'll see a lot of that in this city. And I just think that's interesting, because you also often hear a lot of people talk about how, like in Orlando or even Venice where we live now, you know, they don't like how it's changing. But the fact of the matter is, any city you're going to live in is going to have change. And a city like this, I think we would welcome a little bit more business coming in and people wanting to come to the area.
One of the reasons why I decided to move from Orlando to Venice is because, just like Fond du Lac, Venice has a lot of different parks and a small town feel. Also, we like that the traffic is a lot lighter in Venice than it is in Orlando, which is what we were used to being from a small town in the Midwest.
Like Venice, there's a lot of parks, and there's also a lot of birds in the summer here. In the winter, that's not the case, but I think that's another thing that kind of drew us to Venice, is some of those similarities. And believe it or not, we actually have pelicans up here in the summer.
This is Lake Winnebago, and we used to come here and just park and watch the water. That's kind of like a tradition for everyone in Fond du Lac to do. Right now they're resurfacing the parking lot, but that's where we used to park. This is our beautiful lighthouse, which we used to park here and watch the water. So this is kind of like our jetty in Venice. So we've now picked up that tradition, which a lot of people in Venice do, just go by the jetty, park, and watch the wave.
This is a newer thing that they've added over the last 5-6 years, and it's a trail that goes along the water. There's a lot of walking trails in Venice, so that's one thing we really appreciate about all the parks in the Venice area, and it's very walkable. That was another reason that we decided to go from Orlando to Venice. It just felt a little bit more walkable, and that was something we're very used to in the Fond du Lac area. There's just a lot more sidewalks here, so that was one thing we really missed and wanted, because we love taking the dog for a walk and getting outside and getting fresh air. We just wanted to be able to do that year round, and again, that's one of the biggest reasons we just decided to go to Florida to begin with. And Venice kind of fit more of that Fond du Lac mold that we were used to and more of our comfort zone.
So we never realized that, but we actually do have a jetty here in Fond du Lac. So that's very similar to Venice. But some of the reasons why we prefer Venice is because we do have a lot more shopping, more restaurants. We're closer to bigger cities. So if we don't want to do, you know, small town things, we can actually drive to the big city and do big city things.
And of course, in Venice, we're close to multiple world famous beaches where you can find prehistoric shark's teeth. We're real close to Siesta Key Beach, which has multiple times been voted as the best beach in the United States, maybe the world, I'm not sure. And it's just different, right? It's a different experience going to the ocean with seashells, shark's teeth, a little bit bigger waves that you're not gonna get in Wisconsin on a lake. However, sometimes the Gulf does have waves about as big as this. So I guess that is similar, but the water is just beautiful and unmatched really anywhere else.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Venice, Sarasota area, make sure to call, text, or email us 941-221-1897. I am a local realtor here. Whether you're looking to move in the next couple of days or a couple of months, we've got your back.
If you found the video interesting or helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on all notifications, and live breezy.